Are you going through intense emotions and extreme tiredness? Has all your past trauma seemed to resurface to the top again? Does it feel like all the healing you've done has gone out the window and that you're in this massive amount of pain all over again? Well, this is the thing. We're going through that final layer, that final purge. Everything feels more raw than usual. Our bodies are aching. We're tired. We're frustrated. We're wondering when this is ever going to end. But as this is final release, our bodies are upgrading. We're changing frequency. So anything that doesn't serve us, whether it be old trauma or old energy that's in our body, it has to go in order for us to move forward. My name is Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is it. We're really going through probably one of the worst cycles we've ever been in. You know, throughout our ascension journey, excuse me, we have rounds of healing, we have rounds of ascension symptoms. And this is the thing, like, you know, what I've noticed, as our Kundalini rises, as we work through our chakras, as we heal and as we evolve, every energy center is going to be activated. So every energy center is going to give us a physical symptom, depending on where it is. You know, it could be headaches, it could be, you know, eye issues, throat issues, mouth issues, chest issues, tummy issues, like lower back issues, all these kind of things can come up. And you know what I've noticed over the last, you know, since 2018, since I started awakening, we'll go through different bits and pieces. So we'll go through the dark night of the soul, which is that deep emotional depression, deep spiritual depression, where we're actually being faced with all our trauma so that we can release it. So we go through this every so often. We go through phases. So like we can go through the ascension symptoms from time to time as well. So, you know, like for me, for example, you know, I would have gotten ascension symptoms from time to time that would have lasted maybe 24 hours up to 3 days. So I could have gotten a headache that lasted for 3 days, didn't work with medication. That was my crown chakra opening. I could get tummy issues or body aches. The only one that really lasted longer than 24 hours, like the ascension flu as well, is one that you literally get for 24 hours. Some pains and aches will come and go in 24 hours, stuff like that. But when, like, you know, the only thing that really lasted a long time for me was my upper back pain, which is my higher heart chakra, because that's the biggest wound I have, but a lot of us have as well. So this is, you know, so you go through random bouts of body aches or random bouts of purging. The dark night of the soul will last as long as it does. But right now, in this last couple of months, it's like all of the stuff we've been through has been condensed into this one little pile, and we're getting to go through it all at fucking once, and it's ridiculously painful. So we're not only going through a lot of emotions, which is like, oh my God, like I say I cry a lot in my journey. You know what I mean? I express through emotions. I heal through crying because it's a way of getting that toxin out of your body, that pain out of your body. Do you know? So I cried a lot on my journey. I cried a lot before my journey. Do you know what I mean? But the last couple of months, I've cried more than ever, and I'm sure you have as well, because we're literally we're getting rid of the last bit. And you see what really kind of frustrates us, and what frustrated me was we were on the verge of the top of the mountain energy. And I know I'm kind of repeating myself over the last couple of weeks, but I want to reassure you guys that this is the final purge. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm actually starting to see the light again, thank fuck. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like when you're in the deepest, darkest depths of it, we think there's no light, especially when you're in the dark night of the soul. It's like, you know, there is that deep knowing in your spiritual being that there is a light somewhere and that you will get out of it. That's the thing that pushes you forward. But when you're really in the deepest, darkest depths of despair, there's only darkness. And it's very hard to even reassure ourselves that we are getting somewhere, or that we're going somewhere, or that this is, you know, to remind ourselves that this is for a higher purpose. So like, you know, for this purging, it's intense. You know, this is it. This is the thing, like, you know, brain fog is another one. This is what was happening to me in a lot of videos lately, is that I literally, and this is not just videos, when I'm talking to people, you know, you'd be chatting away and you'd have a point, and then you go like, the fuck was what was my point like? Do you know what I mean? Your brain fog, that's another one, just an extreme exhaustion. But the frustration that has come in over the last couple of months, because we've got so far, we've done so much fucking work. We could see the light. The light was bigger than ever. The universe was literally saying, your win is here, your reward is here, it's here. And then all of a sudden, it was like, no, it's not over fucking yet. So they handed us everything again. And like everything we've ever healed or have been healing has come back up, all of it. And what really upset me, or made me frustrated, or made me kind of in this energy of, I feel like I'm going to give up, because it's so fucking hard. I'm never going to give up on this journey. Of course I'm not. But I was in the energy of, so it's felt like a little bit like a toddler having a tantrum. It was like, I've done so much fucking work already. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't want to do it. And that was the energy. So I was angry with the universe. I was angry with the angels. I was like, I've done so much work. Why am I being punished? And that was what I was kind of going through. I was like, I was in this energy of, what the fuck? Like, it's like every bit of healing I've done is gone. It's like it's non-existent. It was like, I'm back at ground zero. What the fuck? But you see, this is the thing. We're not back at ground zero. We're literally releasing. And this is what I know about this healing cycle. We're just releasing. Yes, we have to feel to release, and we have to feel it all over again to release, which is fucking annoying. But it is all we're doing. We're literally just purging. Getting that shit out. And don't get me wrong, it's fucking painful. You know, we're going through a heart awakening now at the moment as well, and your heart actually has to break open. So we're literally going through severe heartache and heartbreak, on top of feeling all the past trauma from previous relationships and childhood. We're feeling that insecurity again. We're feeling that unworthiness again. We're literally feeling like we're just not good enough. And I think with all the work that we have done, we feel fucking deflated. It's like, I did so much. Why do I have to do it all again? And you see, this is the clarity I got at the weekend. You know, I cried most of last week. And I was like really in this kind of, I wasn't in victim mentality. I just thought I was probably a little bit more upset because I was angry with the universe. Because as I said, I'd done so much fucking work. And I felt like I had to do it all over again. And I was tired. Our bodies are so fucking tired. Like, you know, and I'm hearing this from friends as well. Like, it's like, oh, I had to sit down and I had to relax. I don't do that. And I'm like, your body needs to rest. Your soul needs to rest. We're upgrading at a very, very accelerated level. We're purging all the pain. Like, we don't fucking realize this, right? Mental health is as important as physical health. If you've got an open wound on your leg, if you leave it untreated, it's going to get infected. It's going to get worse. So it's the same with your internal system. If you're literally in trauma and you're releasing trauma and you don't face that trauma, your body's going to literally go, sit the fuck down, sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? And if you don't listen to that, the universe is literally going to knock you over and say, you have to sit down now because you're fucked. And this is what it's saying. Like, you know, and this is, I've been very good over the last couple of years to start to look after myself. So I've been giving myself that extra energy, especially since I've started sharing on social media. You know, I do my work and I get it all done, and then I do give myself that time for rest, right? But the universe is still screaming at me to sit down more. And I'm like, but I'm doing that. I'm sitting down more. I'm looking after myself, and they're still going, no, you have to do more. You know, and I understand this now that I've been purging excessively. So I do need to rest extra. So remember that, guys. Don't be hard on yourselves and saying, oh, I can't sit down, I'm too busy or whatever. Like, your health and well-being is the most important thing. And I've said this, we are the new foundation. Your old foundation crumbled because it was unsteady, it was unstable, it was built on false reality. You are the foundation. We keep thinking, I have to do this externally to build a foundation for my future. No, the foundation is you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and if you don't give yourself that rest, you're going to be trying to build on an unstable foundation. You have to build yourself up first. This is so important. So any kind of, like, you know, your body is screaming at you. If you're getting headaches, if you're getting pains, if you're getting aches, if you're extremely exhausted, sit the fuck down. Ask yourself what you need to heal. Sit there and rest. Absolutely rest. And like, it's winter as well. We don't realize what winter is for. Winter is for rest. Winter is for rejuvenation. Winter is for planning for the spring. That's what we're supposed to do. Do you know what I mean? And you're still going too fast. Sit down, please sit down. Do you know what I mean? I'm screaming at myself here as well, because, like, you know, we're constantly trying to be productive, and we have to get this done. No. What is the most important thing right now? Your health and well-being. If you're going through this massive purge like the rest of us, because collectively we are going through something extremely fucked up right now, you need to listen to your body. You know what I mean? You're like, you know, you can wonder, for me, like, you know, you can wonder why everything's delayed. Why do I have to go through this again? Because you're not doing the integration. You're avoiding. And like, that's another thing. If you're busy all the time, you're literally saying to the universe, I don't want to face my shit, so therefore I want something to distract me all the time. That's effectively what we're doing. You know what I mean? We're not giving, like, we're unconsciously avoiding me time because we don't want to sit with our shit, like, and that's it. And like, because of that, it's going to come out in body. It's going to come out in physical symptoms. You know what I mean? And your body's going to scream at you, and you're going to get tired, or you're going to get illnesses, all this kind of stuff. You're going to get these symptoms. So you have to sit down and literally face what's going on, because, you know, that frustration, as I said, comes in. We're wondering why it's taken so long. Where's the top of the fucking mountain? When is this going to be over? And like, you know, I was so angry with the universe. I was screaming at them. I was in the depths of a deep purge, and I was crying and screaming. I was like, just please tell me what to do. I don't know what to do. I've done what I thought I needed to do. And all I got was silence. And I'm like, why aren't you giving me a fucking answer? Because usually when I ask the angels, what do I need to heal next, they literally tell me, or I get the download and I'll know. But I was getting silence, and I was like, what the hell? And then I got the clarity later on that evening that we have done the work. Do you know what I mean? So say prior to these 2 months, we were up here. We were in that union energy. We were in that ascension energy. We were really, really, we were on the verge of feeling what we were getting, you know, our abundance, our reward, our future. And then everything went shit, and it's like, no, I'm not going to give it to you. And it's like, what the fuck? And it's just like, and then the clarity I got was, we're still in that energy. We're just purging right now. Because like I was in this energy of really feeling weak within myself again. I was like, where's my sovereignty gone? Where's my empowerment? I feel like my inner child is, you know, energy. I feel vulnerable again. I feel like I'm not strong enough. I feel like, you know, everything I've done disappeared. But the clarity I got was, you're still in your sovereign energy. You're still in your empowerment energy. You're still in union energy. You're just purging. You're just releasing. And I was like, what? So it's like, you're not actually going through you are going through another healing cycle, but it's not that you actually have to heal stuff that you haven't healed. You're just releasing stuff that you have healed. You know what I mean? You're purging that final layer. And the minute I got that download, I was like, oh. Because I was back in this energy of weakness, in a sense. I felt weak. And I was like, but I was empowered. How do I go weak from empowered to weak? Like, was that false empowerment? It wasn't. That empowerment is still within you. And that's the download I'm getting. We are already in this high vibrational energy. We're just purging right now. And that kind of made it easier for me. And the last couple of days have been, since Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. What the fuck did I? See what I mean? I had no idea what's going on. So since Sunday, that was when I got the clarity. So the last few days have been actually really good. I've been really exhausted. I've been so tired, more tired than I have ever been. Like, and my body is aching, and I'm getting a few ascension symptoms around my throat chakra and stuff. But I am, you know, that's to do with my communication. And that's another thing. Did I mention this? So when we were going through this awakening over the last few years, as I said, we get bouts of ascension symptoms. But because we're going through this final purge all at once, our body is changing frequencies while we're upgrading to the next level. So it's literally like we're going through all of the ascension symptoms all at once. So I'm getting the headaches, the blurred vision, I've got, you know, gum issues, my lips are dry, I've got like chest issues, tummy issues. The digestion issues right now are fucked. I was getting back pain and everything. I have a little bit of upper back pain today. Do you know what I mean? So it's like literally, you know, the way I see it with Kundalini rising, you know, when we go through a heightened energy of Kundalini rising, we're literally just going to get one fucking ascension symptom after the other, and it just goes up through your body to release. Do you know what I mean? So it's like all at once, but it's like you're getting all of them all at once. And I think that makes it a little bit harder as well. But this is why it's so important to rest and rejuvenate. And I promise you guys, it's the final purge. I've said this before. We're going through the energy of the wood snake. You know, I put this together until a few weeks ago. We're shedding everything. We're shedding that old skin. And literally, if you don't sit down and rest yourself through it, if you don't sit down and listen to your body, if you don't sit down and listen to what you need to release, it's going to take longer. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's coming. You know what I mean? And I feel better already. I know that there's a final shift after happening. You know, we're literally, we're on the verge of coming into the new year, which is going to be about action. It's going to be about reward. It's going to be about seeing things tangibly. You know, we're going to be able to feel what we're striving for. We're going to be able to see what we're striving for. We're going to be able to come into the things that we want. You know what I mean? That abundance, that prosperity, that love. So this is just a purge. This is what it is. You know what I mean? You have done the work. You are strong. You're still in your sovereign energy. You're still in your empowered energy. You're just letting go of that excess. That's all it is. Your body is upgrading. You're releasing through purging, through physical purging and through emotional purging. So just trust the process. I promise this is temporary. I know it's hard to see that when you're in the depths of especially a heart awakening and a heartbreak kind of energy. It's hard to see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel, but I promise you it's there, and it is for something bigger. And as I said, this is not you reverting back or relapsing, because I thought this was a relapse. It's not a relapse. It's a release. You're not going backwards. You're only going forwards. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today, and there's nothing more than to help you on your path. Also, I'm hosting a feminine empowerment workshop on the 10th of October or 10th of November. Where am I? What dates have I got? I have no idea what's going on. It's the... I'm hosting a feminine empowerment workshop at the start of December. I know the dates somewhere. You see, this is the brain fog. It's where us women are coming together as a monthly meetup to grow, share, and heal together. If you want information about it below, please comment below, and I'll know the date by then as well. Also, I have another channel called Aligning with Angie where I share a guided meditation every week. If you want information for that, please check the description box.